It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today I want to talk to you about Crunchy Chip Cookie. Now, I have not been able to level him up all the way yet because I've been focusing on leveling a lot of the other cookies to level 70. When I unlock the next slot in the Hall of Ancients, I'm going to be putting him in the slot for level 70 Ascension to get that boost buff that they are giving to cookies that are sharing the higher level cookie tiers. So that's what I'm going to be doing within about the next day or two. So his power is going to increase a lot, and you'll only get to kind of see kind of a taste of it here. But basically, the comp here, what's happening is Mint is giving specific buffs that are being applied to both Crunchy Chip Cookie and the actual wolves that are being summoned too. And then, of course, the other buffs that are coming from Cotton, Snow, and Pomegranate are going to be applying to Crunchy Chip as well. So there's quite a lot going on here. If you guys already haven't seen the details, Crunchy Chip Cookie's regular attack leaves the claw mark on the enemy with the highest attack. Upon using the skill, the cookie charges towards the enemy, slamming them and summoning his Cream Wolf. When Crunchy Chip Cookie is defeated, the Cream Wolf will become enraged and continuously fight alone. In this state, the Cream Wolf becomes resistant to incapacitating effects. If the Crunchy Chip Cookie is revived, he will hop back onto the Cream Wolf. Crunchy Chip Cookie and his wolves are less affected by knockback and flying. So, that is important to note. Now, the main things here is going to be all of the different text, such as the minus 25 attack speed debuff, and the claw mark removing buffs from the highest attacker, so that's awesome too. In addition, the claw mark is 30 seconds, activated upon 3 stacks, so it takes 3 stacks for a claw mark to be activated. And then he's got a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So I'm not going to go into the percentages right now because I'd rather show you the battle of it itself. The toppings that I'm using currently on him are almonds. I want to get something better on him, but this is what I was able to put together for him. And then Mint is using Swift Chocolates to help get those ability buffs out as quick as possible. So we're going to fight some people that have some interesting teams and see what we can produce in results. So our first team here, T-Knight team, they've got defensive abilities because of Wild Berry. They've got speed because of Caramel Arrow. And as you can see, we are not necessarily having a huge struggle, but at the same time, we're also not having the complete advantage either. The main thing is we've got a lot of the bodies on the field because of all the summoners on the field. We've got technically 4 actual summoners on the field right now. And you can see all the buffs that were applied to Crunchy Chip on the bottom there, and how the damage is coming out too. Now, of course, Cotton should be dealing the most damage in this situation because level 70 versus level 50 versus the level 60s. It makes sense why Cotton's going to be dealing the most damage. Same with the healing as well. But let's run into some other teams and see what we get as well. So we'll try a couple other people. And these are people that have at least leveled up a little bit some of their other cookies with the new level ups. You can see Eclair has the claw mark on him there. And what's fun about this team setup is that the 2 cookies with the highest attack are going to be running faster because of Mint and Mint's ability. And as you can see, that even though we lost multiple cookies there, we have so many bodies up at the front taking care of the battle that they still did an amazing job, even though they perished. So Snow King this time was actually the biggest dealer of damage, but that's what's nice and flexible about this team. So if we take it to a couple other people, let's try this one. So they've got some higher levels, some higher treasures, so should be a fairly paired well match. Let's see how we come across. So they've got 1 healer and they've got a lot of DPS units. We'll probably lose some people right away, and we do. But yet again, we have those bodies out in front just battling it out, dealing a lot of damage. And a lot of them have good summon times, the wolf being the longest, of course. And we actually pushed through, even though we've lost those bodies. Our units, our summon units, are just dealing so much damage that they were able to persist through that team anyway. And so that's what's interesting there, is that we had the 2 healers survive, and our fighting units that deal the damage, they did perish, but it still came out really good. And Crunchy Chip at a level 50 is dealing more than Pumpkin Pie is. And, of course, Cotton dealing the most right here in this situation, because still alive, still had the chance for the longest amount of damage. But nonetheless, if you look at the damage, Mint only took more because he was alive longer, but Crunchy Chip took the bulk of that damage in the front. So even though Pom Pom's there, Crunchy is at the forefront of lines. That's why I'm running him with an almond setup, and that's why I want to put better almonds on, because I want to see more of those teams have the build with him in mind of being able to just push that front line. Now, an alteration you could make, and we will go ahead and make, is if you have a strong Wild Berry, then you can put Wild Berry in for Mint. So this is going to leave you with a little less healing potential, but if you do this, then what you can do, we'll actually fight that team again. That was a good team. If you do this, you'll have much more damage resistance on the entire team, which means your other summoners should survive a little bit longer. You will have less buffs being applied, though, so do take that into consideration. But your overall striking power should be pretty good, too. So as you can see, last time we lost 3 units at the start. This time we've actually lost Snow Sugar, and that's because we just need more damage resistance on Snow Sugar. But we're handling the battle very well. And so I think these are 2 viable combinations that you can use. One that I want to try out later, but I still need to work on the cookie, is Licorice in place of one of the fronts. And so instead of having a second healing unit, having a full, completely summon unit team. And so that's an interesting thing that I'm going to be looking at too. I just need to build Licorice's level a little bit more before I can viably try to run that. But let me know in the feedback in the comments, what do you think of Crunchy Chip so far? I think he's amazing. I think there's a lot of potential for him in Dark Mode, I think in the Alliance Mode, and I think in some of the PvP battle teams too. So I'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts. Either way, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.